So you're going to school currently.
Yes,
You also work full time?
I work.
Wow. That's a lot of work. So what's the best way that you balance your both responsibilities in your life with homework and your home life and everything that's demanded of you? How do you make time for yourself?
That's a good question. I'm trying to be creative in terms of self-care, if I can put it that way. I never liked cooking, but I like chopping things and doing the preparation phase. And I realized that when I'm listening to peaceful music and I am doing the chopping, it kind of ease the stress. So it's not the cooking per se, but the steps getting to that really helps me. So I would just out of the blue, even if I don't need a new dish, but I would be chopping things and prepare something because I realize that helps me to center myself. And another thing that I like to do, I like to take warm showers. I'm not really a bath person, but I would get in the shower and I would take a long, warm shower and try to breathe in, breathe out. Because I'm from the island, so I love water. So then, even if I don't go in my head like I'm in the island, but just being under the water, you know, so that makes me feel okay. Yeah, so.
Oh, the island.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from the island of Haiti, close to Jamaica. Basically, to explain, I like to say we are between Jamaica on the left side and Puerto Rico on the right side. So we are part of the great islands of the Caribbean. We are the second largest.
When did you move here?
When I moved here 20-something years ago, in the 1990s. Yes.
Oh, that's a big change for you.
Yes, it is.
Do they speak English in Haiti?
If you go to school, yes, but in Haiti, the first language is what we call Haitian Creole, and there is also a second language, French, if you are literate and you speak French. So I personally speak both, and because I was school in Haiti, I started learning English there, and when I came here, I practiced a little more, but I still have an accent. Yes.
Oh, I still like that. That's good. What are you studying in your master's program?
I'm studying to be a social worker, and it's challenging for me because I'm doing it in a different language. So listening to the professors, this is not the hardest part, but it's when you have to do critical thinking papers. Because French is my first language in terms of learning, I feel more comfortable writing what I need to in French, and then I translate it in English. So it's like I'm doing double duty. And of course it adds to my stress level because I want to make sure that what I am transferring in English is first of all what I want to say, and of course that is done in proper English. So that's a double double goal that I have to attain. So yes.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Thank you.
Welcome. That's really amazing to move you from a different country and the culture changed. I'm sure that caused some stress for you as well. How do you manage the culture change and the stress that could cause?
Well, to be honest, when I was living on the East Coast, it was more manageable because it's not that the Haitian community is bigger over there, but it's just that I have more people that I know who live on the East Coast, and it was easier to interact with them. Here, of course, there is a Haitian community, but these are people I don't, it's smaller, but unfortunately, it's not even the small part, but it's the fact that I have no connections with them. I am discovering them as I go. While on the East Coast, I have some childhood friends or church friends that I know from Haiti or that I know a long way back, you know, because I've been in the States for 20 years now, even if I met them on the East Coast, but we had time to grow together as friends, if I can say. But here it's like starting all over again, and for better or worse, the Haitian people that I met so far, it's like we come from two different worlds. The ideas, the philosophy, whether it's on a religious or cultural base, it's very different. I have more commonality with the people I met on the East Coast, whether I grew up with them, which was great, or people I met as I went. But here it's like very, very new to me in terms of the Midwest. The people from here themselves, I'm learning to get used to them, and the Haitian community, when I meet them in church or whatever, it's a big adjustment on both levels. So I say thank God for Facebook, thank God for Skype, or things like of that nature that give me the opportunity to stay connected with my family, my good friends, and because there are those people I'm talking about, they are not here, they are on the East Coast.
Sorry, I was clarifying something with you. Facebook is a great way to get connected and to keep up those relationships long distance. It's a really good way to maintain your support system as well, and it sounds like you have a really good way to manage some of the stress in your life. And you have a good base, like chopping things up, and that's a good place to start. And as you mentioned, showers as well. And breathing and music is a very powerful way to calm your mind and body as well. And so I'm glad that you already have that strong base and understand that. And it sounds like the things that have happened in the past, you've accepted them and deal with them well. And when stress happens now, how much time do you have left with school when you graduate?
I have one more year to go.
All right, you're getting close. So you have one more year between school and work. Some things may not become priorities in the house. School may become more of a priority within your last year. But, I mean, it's important to maintain that yes, it's a priority for now, but stress management is also a priority. So I would suggest for homework to you in summary, I would suggest going to the library and finding some good books for you related with cooking. And you can involve a variety of different recipes. You can find a different variety of recipes that all involve chopping, and maybe you can freeze it and have something that you can quickly heat up for lunch or dinner. And that would help reduce your stress as well. So not only the chopping on the weekends to reduce your stress then during your break time, that means you also have a meal later. And you can continue to take hot showers. I mean, not so hot that you burn yourself, obviously, but you could also go to the library and get some books and music. I mean, you can check them out for free. And just make sure you bring them back. Oh, if you find that you don't like them, you can always bring them back.
Okay.
You can go to the school library or the city library as well. So for the next meeting and the meetings in the future, we could come up with different cookbooks and activities that help you reduce your stress and help you relax. And maybe we could find some videos that have breathing exercises and music on them, and then you can write down what you like and don't like and what's effective for you. Go ahead and put down what works for you, and that way you can keep a log for the future. If you want to buy them or borrow them from the library, you can. So write down whatever you like and what works for you. And if a stressful situation comes up, take a quick note in the middle of it, or maybe keep a calendar. Keep a calendar of when stressful situations come up. Or you can even mark it in your student planner too. If that happens, just make a quick note and we can discuss it next week. Do you have any questions or feedback or suggestions for me?
I think the suggestions you gave me are things that I could do since I love the chopping thing already. I never thought about going to the library and getting more cookbooks because I don't consider myself a cook, but I think it's a good idea anyway because I love to discover other cultures through the cooking anyway. So that's something I can do, and I will definitely try that, yes.
Do you have any questions or anything for me?
No, you said that we can meet again next week, and
Do you want to meet next week, or does that sound okay?
yeah, that sounds okay.
What days work best for you?
Mondays at the same time work.
Okay, yeah, I think that can work. Alright. We will see you next week at the same time, same place.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you again.
Thank you so
And
very
have a
much.
great week.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to next week.